A jury is now set as the suspect charged in last summer's shooting outside of Huguenot High School's graduation at the Altria Theater left 2 people dead, now goes to trial in Richmond.
We have team coverage for you this evening. Our Elizabeth Holmes will have opening statements from the prosecution, and Tyler Lane will break down opening statements from the defense. But first, Bill Fitzgerald and Janine Samuels are anchoring our coverage live from Richmond's John Marshall Courthouse.
Julie, it was June 6, 2023. After Huguenot High School seniors had received their diplomas, they and their families began to file out of the Altria Theater. That's when police say shots rang out, killing Huguenot High School graduate Shawn Jackson and his stepfather, Renzo Smith.
20-year-old Amari Pollard was taken into custody soon after the shooting, and today he faces a first-degree murder charge for the death of 18-year-old Shawn Jackson. Our Elizabeth Holmes was one of the first reporters on the scene that day of the shooting. She has been in court today as Pollard's trial began, and she joins us now live with opening arguments from the prosecution. Elizabeth?
Well, Commonwealth Attorney Colette McEachin really started off strong with an emotional statement about Shawn Jackson's mother, saying June 6 was supposed to be the best day of her life. Her son, her only son, was getting to graduate high school. And Colette McEachin said, quote, "It ended in despair with her son and her husband being shot and killed." Now, McEachin went on to say that this family was very busy. They had many plans that day, and that Shawn Jackson was not trying to hang out or engage with people who were there other than to say goodbye to them, since he would be leaving the state for a new job the following day. Now, a reminder, Pollard was there at the graduation ceremony seeing his own family. The prosecution says there is no evidence that the Commonwealth will put before the jury that Amari and Shawn had any contact before that day, although both sides do agree that there was, quote, bad blood between the two of them. Now, police say Jackson and Pollard did exchange words shortly after the graduation outside, and video evidence that will be presented to this court will show that interaction. Now, McEachin went on to say that Pollard went back to his own vehicle with a gun that he brought from home and then came back, eventually firing 6 shots at Shawn Jackson from behind. Now, McEachin said video evidence shows Shawn's stepfather, Renzo Smith, firing back at Pollard, and she also said several of Shawn's friends who were close by also started responding to the active shooter situation. Now, essentially, what the prosecution is trying to prove is that Pollard intentionally brought a gun from home and intentionally shot and killed Shawn Jackson, and that the jury is only being asked right now to determine if he is guilty or not guilty of that.
All right, thank you, Liz. Pollard's defense also made their opening statements as well today. Our Tyler Lane joins us now to break down their arguments. Tyler?
Well, Bill, it was a very different story than what you just heard. Amari Pollard's attorney claims that he acted in self-defense and that he had a right to protect himself and his family from Shawn Jackson because they claim that Shawn Jackson and his group acted aggressively toward Pollard at least 7 different times before Pollard ultimately shot and killed Jackson. Now, Pollard's lawyer, Jason Anthony, said in the moments leading up to the shooting, Shawn Jackson was in a group of 5 people, and between them all, they had 5 guns. And right before the shooting, Anthony said that Jackson's stepfather, Renzo Smith, went to his car to grab 2 guns, one for himself and one for Jackson. Anthony said the group of 5 approached Pollard in the park first and threatened him several times. He claimed that Jackson actually lifted up his robe to indicate that he was, quote, strapped, and at one point said, quote, "I'm going to crush you." Anthony said Pollard heard the words "shoot him," and then Pollard ran away. Then the defense said Jackson grabbed Pollard, and that's when Pollard fired 6 gunshots into Jackson, killing him. Now, Anthony claimed that Jackson's friends, in trying to kill Pollard, were actually responsible for instead shooting and killing Jackson's own stepfather, Renzo Smith, as well as injuring the 5 other shooting victims who survived. Of those men who were in Jackson's group, according to Anthony, one of them was jumping up and down as he shot into the crowd. Anthony said that the 3 cohorts of Jacksons have only been charged with misdemeanors for their connection to the shooting. Now, we are still working to confirm that information about the charges. You might remember we have asked Richmond Police and the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office on multiple occasions over the months who was going to be charged in the shooting of those other victims, and this is the first time that we're hearing this information. So we're still working to confirm. I'm going through court documents now, and we will bring you the updates. I'm Tyler Lane for CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Tyler. Now, we've learned just how many taxpayer dollars Richmond Public Schools leaders spent on a third-party investigation into the shooting. That investigation found RPS staff allowed the slain student to attend graduation against its own policies without conducting a threat assessment and without any consideration of safety concerns, despite knowing about threats to students' life. The final bill from law firm Sands Anderson for investigation was over $88,000.
And that is 4 times the $22,000 that Richmond Public Schools initially had estimated. Now, according to invoices reviewed by CBS 6, about $8,000 of Sands Anderson services went toward efforts to prevent the report's release and to assist in a lawsuit that had been filed by CBS 6 and the Richmond Times-Dispatch that alleged that RPS was violating the Freedom of Information Act. Now, we should note that the judge has ruled that neither the defense nor the prosecution can use that report to build a case in this criminal trial.